Yo, what's good? We're back with another one. Gonna do a trade recap on how today went. So we actually took a lot of trades today, a lot more than I would have liked. I would have preferred to max take two. We took three. I don't really count this one, but yeah. Let's go over the first one, which was on GU. So coming into the day, we saw that GU was in fact bullish, right? And then we said, okay, we know that we're bullish, but we also have what? Imbalances to fill and an order block to fill. And considering that the daily is making a bunch of dojis, we may have a slight indecisionary move or at least take out the previous day's low to continue on higher. That was a potential move that we were looking for. So on the 4 hour, we're also just making a bunch of dojis nevertheless. And we have resting liquidity below this low. And we had this 4 hour order block from the weekly opening. So yeah, off of this, we just decided to say, okay, what do we have on hourly structure? And the hourly was actually bearish at the time, and we came in and retested this order block. We could have played the 4 hour higher, but I was anticipating that this liquidity would get taken up, and I wanted to see more of this fair value gap get filled. So I thought that we'd first take this out and then head on higher, which we did, and I could have probably took that move, but I took the preliminary move here. So I pretty much played lower time frame confluences instead. So here you can tell our 15-minute is bearish. You can tell that we had a flip, come back into the order block, continue to react. So within here, I'm thinking this liquidity is about to get taken. The London session low will get taken. The Asian low will get taken, and the previous day's low will get taken. Right? So now I'm thinking, fine, let's go down to the 5-minute and look for places to enter. You can tell price did leave this order block, but if you actually look into the details, price was at least pricing very, very efficiently. So you can clearly tell here that price came in, broke 5-minute structure right here, came in, filled the order, filled the fair value gap, continued down, filled the fair value gap again, made minor inducements, took the induced settlers out, brought back down, came back. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, here's the next fair value gap. Let's take this fair value gap and target lower and target the areas of liquidity. The thing that I did wrong here is not move my stops to here, because I thought this doji was a green candle, but dojis tend to be very, very indecision-like, and sometimes I just forgot to consider the fact that with the doji being not sure that the doji is actually a black candle or a yellow or a blue candle in this case, could have just took the next high, and that's actually one thing that you'll notice. You're better off just taking the next high whenever you have dojis and not considering them whatsoever. Had I done that, I would have been paid for about 2.5 hours most likely. And yeah, it would have been a pretty solid day that I would have just ended there. But there was a trade that I was looking for, which was on gold. And I'm going to go over that trade right now. Clearly, gold is also bullish, as you guys can tell. We can zoom in a little bit further for you guys to see more. But gold is bullish on the daily. The 4 hour was also bullish. We've seen this liquidity sweep into this imbalance. Actually, does it tap in? Nope, it doesn't. We had this liquidity sweep. And like I said, these dojis, sometimes I just don't consider them because of the fact that they may actually serve as one invalidation because they just look like they're black, even though it's blue. So on and so forth. Things tend to happen a lot. So look for candles with bodies. So, but nevertheless, at that point, I pretty much ended up playing the usual setup. Daily bullish, 4 hour bullish, 1 hour bullish. In this case, it was bearish. We were breaking structure internally and we were reacting off of the order block. But the reaction actually led nowhere because, as you can tell, this was the 15-minute order block. So this was the liquidity sweep from Asia that led to this big expansion down. And this was the order block that price comes back into and reacts off of. during New York Open. So what do we see during New York Open? 5-minute structure barely gets broken, right? And just barely sweeps here. And I'm thinking, okay, 15 minutes bullish. 1 hour is invalidating the order block and it's not respecting it. The 4 hours bullish, the daily is bullish. And now the 5-minute looks like it just swept liquidity, but we're not going to say that it's just valid just yet. We're going to wait for breaks of structure within here and play those breaks of structure. So the moment I saw this fair value gap get taken on the 15-minute, mind you, this was what I was looking for initially, this fair value gap to get taken because it's the only inefficiency within all of here. I'm thinking fill the fair value gap, continue on higher. And we got the fair value gap to fill. So as price comes into the fair value gap, I'm thinking, okay, let's just look at what price does here. So price comes in with 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, doesn't do much, and finally takes out this candle. So we take out this doji and make this down candle. And as this candle comes up, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to enter as this comes up because of the fact that this candle will likely be very large. Could have entered on a break of 5-minute structure here and on the return to this fair value gap, or just waited for this fair value gap too. But either ways, this is how we played it. But before that, we actually took a loss because of the fact that I said, okay, this was the 3-minute order block that I took the trade off of. I'm going to go to 3-minute, but this was the order block, right? So we saw that the 1-minute broke structure. We came into the fair value gap and showed a positive reaction off of it. So I was like, good, this is going to hold. In fact, I wanted to close this at break even, but I didn't. So we took the L on this one and stopped us out, took the fair value gap, and then it went. But this brought us back to R. So we, in essence, made all the money back and some more. So yeah, ended the day break even. And there was this NASDAQ trade that we talked about inside the Discord. Yeah, you guys can join the Discord. It's free. I pretty much post all of my trades in there, go over calls with you guys, and just, try to give you guys as much value as possible in there, at least stuff that I would have wanted when I was starting out. And yeah, what happens here is we're bullish on the 4 hour and on the daily. We mitigate our hourly order block here. When mitigating that, it's session open at about that. This is a session open 9:30. So we pretty much from here just say, cool, session open, and let's just see price give us a 5-minute break, right? So that we can invalidate this 15-minute structure. 5-minute break is given. We mitigate an order block within here and enter here to send us to highs. This was the fair value gap we took it off of. Send here. But I only took the first 3 trades, mind you. This trade I didn't take. This was what was taken by people who are actually in the Discord, who have been learning some from me. And I'm actually very happy that this type of trade is being taken by them, because it means that they actually understand what's going on in the markets, considering the fair value gap, the break of structure, and then the fair value gap mitigation within here. I mean, doesn't get any neater than this. But yeah, overall good day. We broke even. We're up 3.5 hours on the week. We'll take it. See you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and join the Discord if you want to learn with me personally. And check out the other videos I got. They're pretty solid too.